If you could be 10 years old again for just one day, what would you do? On this episode of the MarshyCast, I'm joined by rising singer-songwriter Luca George to talk about his new single, Grow Down. We discuss the meaning behind the song, his songwriting process, and why growing up isn't always as straightforward as we're told it would be. We also chat about his bold decision to move from New Zealand to London to chase a career in music, balancing that dream while working in a florist, and what he's hoping the rest of 2026 has in store, before finishing with a quick fire round to get to know him a little bit better. It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by Luca George. Luca, how are you?
I'm really, really good. I'm kind of struggling with the heat, but I'm happy to be here.
I'm very surprised to hear you say that. Is that not something you're used to?
Honestly, no, because people think I'm from Australia, but I'm actually from little old New Zealand, and I come from a very alpine place, so it tends to be quite cool. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, obviously, I'm not that ignorant that I think Australia and New Zealand are the same place. However, I am clearly ignorant about the weather, because I assumed that it was still hot in New Zealand, but obviously not.
Yeah. No, it definitely is, but I'm from the hottest and coldest place of the country, and there's just always a body of water. There's glacial water that you can swim in all day. So I'm struggling. My hydrangeas are struggling. Everything's struggling, but we're okay.
The Thames is just not glacial water, is it?
No, but that's okay. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah.
Well, we've been playing Grow Down for a while now, and we absolutely love it. I think the title is fantastic because I think you've hit the nail on the head, and I think it's something we've all wished for at some point. Do you remember the exact moment when that phrase popped into your head?
Honestly, I think it was in the session. I was writing, so I always come into sessions with the concept. I normally write a big story about what I want to write on the day. And then I was lucky enough to be working with an artist called Gabrielle Applin. And we were just brainstorming, and we both came up with what's the opposite of growing up, and it's growing down. And I've got this whole thing with plants. I've got hundreds of plants, and so we're thinking it could be kind of a cool thing to incorporate this idea of growing down instead of growing up. And then we wrote the song, and I'm really, really proud of it.
Is it something you personally connect with? Because I think, so I've got two young children. I've got an 8 and a 13-year-old. And I know what it was like. I was there. It was a while ago, but I was there. And you want to, whatever the next milestone is, I want to be 16. I want to be 18. I want to be 21. And then all of a sudden you go, there's no more growing up to do. I'm there now. This is what is expected of me.
Yeah. I think through the experience of releasing this song, I've learned that no one feels their age, and that feeling literally never goes away. I don't know if you feel it, Paul, but everyone that I've spoken to, even my mum, you could be 55 or 25. I feel like I'm 9. I still feel 19, and and the fact that I'm not, and I'm paying my own bills, and I'm doing my own tax, and I live alone on the complete other side of the planet all by myself, away from my mom. I just can't really believe it. So I definitely feel less alone after releasing the song, because I feel like everyone kind of feels like that a bit sometimes. So I feel I felt less alone after releasing the song, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think you're right. I always feel like I'm in my 20s until I try and get out of a beanbag, and then I definitely feel my age.
I love that. That's so good.
The lyrics are amazing. They're packed with childhood memories. Are all of them genuine moments from your childhood, or did some of them sort of incorporated when you started writing with Gabrielle?
No, they're all real. They're all very, very the thing. So I'd already written all of those specific things in the story, and so, but Gabby's really good at kind of immersing herself in my world when we write. I think that's one of my favorite things about her is she is a very selfless writer. Like she won't be like, oh, but this is my experience. She's like, what was yours, and how can we like
Yes.
put your story into this? And so yeah, they're all very, very personal. Like the lyric about my dog, like Bruno, he got hit by a car, and it's like, when you realize your best friend growing up doesn't live forever, like that's pretty jarring, and like that's a moment of like, oh damn, like life is temporary, and it was the first moment that I experienced death in my life. And so yeah, it's all very, very personal, but it's such an awesome like kind of like thing to listen to and like be able to just like go back to those little memories. I think it's a cool time capsule.
Well, speaking of that, if you could have one day again as your 10-year-old self, what is it you would go and do?
That's crazy. You just asked me that because I've been doing interviews on the street with like elderly members of London, and I've never actually asked that question for myself. Where would I go when I was 10? Maybe like skiing for the first time. I don't like that. That's a really random question, but my sister is an Olympic snowboarder, and my brother's also a competitive snowboarder, and like we grew up skiing, and I think when I was 10, I tried it for the first time. Maybe something like that, I think would be like some really cool to experience again. Or yeah, I'd say that.
You mentioned Gabby earlier, Gabrielle Aplin. Obviously, you wrote the song with her. When you are writing with other people, do you like to come in with loads and loads of ideas written down and see where they can go? Or do you like starting from scratch and putting a song together?
I will always go into a session prepared. Like I will always have a backup, but I'm completely open. So I will normally go in with like 3 or 4 concepts. I'm going to try to keep this answer short because I could literally go on forever. But I make sure I live life. Like I have moments to live, and then I also have moments to write. I think if you're constantly writing, you're never able to write about the moments about living. And so yeah, I always go in with like a whole heap of concepts, and then the best writers I've worked with are able to steer me on, like in the right direction, keep me on a path, because like if you can't tell within like the first 5 minutes of meeting me, I have a brain that literally like ping pongs around the room and will like go to all of these different concepts. So yeah, like I basically need to be like honed into one concept and like kind of kept on that road, because I can literally be like, oh, but I had this concept the other day. And yeah, so Gabby's really good at that, is like keeping me in the same world and making sure I'm sticking to the one concept and the one storyline. But I am like literally a constant river of like concepts and ideas. I'm literally like, I'm such a prolific writer. I will just write and write and write. So yeah.
I want to talk. We sort of touched on this earlier, but we didn't really go into it. You moved from New Zealand to London. What was that moment, and how scary or exciting was it when you chose to move to London to chase your music career?
It's been really scary. Like I've always heard about this mythical, magical place called London through my parents. It's where they've met. My dad is Greek and Italian, but ended up here, and my mum kind of like ran away from home for like 10 years, and they met in Angel. So I'd heard about this like magical place called Angel in London, and like and so when I started to come here, I just became more and more, like familiar with it. I've made some incredible friends, and so when I first like made the move, it felt really comfortable because I felt like I knew the place. Like I'd done about 9 trips over the last 3 years. So it already felt like home. But it was definitely really scary, and it has not been easy. I've gone days without food and all that stuff because it's so expensive, but I'm hanging on there. I'm hanging on in there. I keep saying to people like I'm in survival mode right now. But I am genuinely the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Like this city is so incredible.
If I could sort of just give you one little moment of hope, you hear so many stories of actors that were down to their last $20 and sleeping in cars before, they got that big show or they had that big hit or whatever it was. And like I say, I love the song. This is the first thing I've heard of yours, but I'm equally excited to hear more from you. So I can't guarantee you anything, but I think if there is any justice, I don't see why this isn't going to be the start of something for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. There is genuinely no stopping me. Like, no matter what happens, I will live in a car, or I don't even have a car, so I will live under a bridge.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that, shall we?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm willing to really, really work my booty off. Like, this is my entire life. I wouldn't have moved over here if it wasn't. And I am really proud of the music, and I've really, really worked my ass off over the last 3 years. So yeah, I do have hope, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So I'm here to try my best, and that's all I can do.
I know that you've just played the Great Escape Festival. Obviously, as we know, festivals can be a little bit chaotic behind the scenes. Tell us something that the fans never got to see.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I don't know. It was great. I'm so thankful that I was able to do it. I filled out the room. I feel like that's all I can really ask for. I didn't know what to expect. I'm just a little I was about to say little kid, but I'm not a kid anymore. I'm just a boy from New Zealand, playing his first proper kind of not headline, but Luca George show in London. And so I didn't really know what to expect, but the room was full, and that's literally all I can ask for. So yeah, I'm just thankful for that, really.
What was it like hearing your song sung back to you?
Oh my God, it's kind of crazy. Well, I never really get over that, especially songs that aren't out.
Yeah.
I find that so I recently did a tour with Peach PRC, which was awesome. And by the end of that tour, the fans that were kind of going around the tour had obviously filmed the songs and then were listening back to it in their own time. And then so when I was performing them, they were singing back these unreleased songs. So that is I genuinely don't think I will ever get over that feeling. That's the biggest reason why I do this, is to connect with people and to connect with strangers and kind of let people find themselves in my stories. And so when people sing back, some of your deepest, darkest experiences, and people are finding themselves within those, I think there is literally nothing more special than that. So I'm really, really thankful.
I think you've already answered my next question, which was the fact that I was going to talk about the amount of streams you've had, and I was going to ask you what would make this the perfect year. And I think you've answered that perfectly, in the fact that to have those fans singing songs back to you, and even the ones that aren't out in the world yet and they're still singing them back to you, there will come a day in 10, 20 years time when that will just pop into your head, and you'll remember that moment, and it will be special forever.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, touring is one of my biggest goals. I've never done a proper Luca George tour. I'm still at the very beginning of my career, but I think that's my biggest dream, is just to go on tour and connect with people all around the world. And also one of my biggest dreams is to make music for film. I think doing a James Bond theme song, or
wow.
I don't know, making music for the saddest moments in a movie, and connecting with people through that is one of my biggest dreams as well. Yeah.
I could easily hear Grow Down in a movie. Easily.
Cute.
Wow.
Thanks.
Okay,
well,
right.
Let's hope that maybe happens one day.
I've taken a lot of your time. I'm just going to finish with some of those quick fire questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, easy. Yep, go.
What's your favourite childhood cartoon?
Oh my gosh. It's not a cartoon, but Finding Nemo is my favourite childhood movie.
Okay. What's one thing adults should definitely do more often?
Smell flowers.
Wonderful.
If you're going around and you see a beautiful rose, stop and breathe and smell the flowers. I think that I literally do that wherever I go. Is I always pick a flower and give it to someone, or anything like that.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
What's the last song you listened to?
No, it's brand new. It's by Bella K. It's called Stop. It's
Okay.
really, really good. It's like, I think it's brand new. I've also been listening to the entire Singer-Songwriter album on repeat. I love her so much.
So good.
Yeah.
Favorite comfort food?
Pesto pasta. I love it.
What's one childish habit you've refused to give up?
Pretending to be mermaids in the pool. Yeah.
And finally, finish this sentence. Growing up is...
Oh, I'm just thinking about the Rule song. Growing up is weird. Sleep with friends, break a heart, question everything you thought. Bitter pill, smoke a dog. That's all I'm thinking of.
There you go. That's the perfect answer. Luca, it has been absolutely brilliant talking to you. If you could do me the honour of introducing your current single.
Hey everyone, it's Luca George, and this is my brand new song, Grow Down.